Well, this took an embarrassingly long time, didn't it? I've been quite busy. So, in case you're wondering where I've been all this time, I've been sorting life out. So, first subject, I suppose, is life update. I've been working hard sorting things out from my personal life. So since Christmas I've been knuckling down, I've been getting some hours in at work, I've been sorting out my driving practical, because I passed my theory, bang on the pass mark, and now I've been working towards getting a car, getting insurance, hopefully getting some tools, because in case you don't know, I did a plumbing course last year. Well, I finished a plumbing course last year. I did a level 2 and 3. Yeah, I got merit in my practical and distinction in my theory in level 2, and got distinctions all the way through level 3. We've got partly COVID to thank for that, but mostly the amazing tutors that are there. I'm not sure if they've become from me mentioning names or not, so I'll respect them for that. But if you don't mind me mentioning names, I'll give them a shout out in a later video. But amazing tutors there, all of them, just fantastic. Grimsby Institute is a great college. I recommend anyone in Grimsby to graduate there. I've never known a place like it. It's fantastic. The tutors are so supportive. I don't think they get enough recognition, if you ask me, but that's just me. I think they deserve more recognition. They're fantastic. For me to go from no experience in plumbing to, I don't know, being a plumbing connoisseur wherever I go, I think, yeah, okay, that's solid. That's solid, right? That's with it, goes along with the regulations. That's that's not done right. What the fuck's he done that for? Why did you put a service valve back to front? It does happen. Trust me, it does happen. I've seen some unsightly horrors in plumbing. Now that I understand it much better now than before, I've seen some fucking horrors in plumbing. Yeah, that's where I'm at the minute, really. I'm sorting my driving out. I've got a practical test. Fingers crossed I passed that first time. Once I've passed that, I've been looking for employment in plumbing. And I'll still be doing my stuff in my spare time. Still doing my films and that. Not knocking that on the head. No. Absolutely not. But not only that, I may have announced this in a birthday special. I've been in a romantic relationship since November 25th last year, and my lovely Charlotte, she's made me the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. I've never known happiness like it before. She's completely changed my life for the better. I've seemed to be better than I was before. Mostly towards myself, really. I've got my pride. She's given me a sense of pride back. I'm always got a smile on my face. I never feel alone. She's certainly the world to me. You can actually hear her voice in the background of the birthday video.
Anything either of you two want to say for the end of Roman's video?
I feel like shit.
Okay, Charlotte says feel like shit, guys.
And here's a picture of us together. Love that picture. Absolutely love it. Anyway, without out of the way, an interesting update. This is going to be a bit out there. I'm part of a film crew known as the Spirit Watchers. I think I'm able to talk about that now because they've got a couple of episodes on YouTube, so I feel that I've got the green light to mention it now. I'm part of a crew of paranormal investigators known as the Spirit Watchers, featuring spiritual medium Paul Humphreys, and you may have seen a couple of times in our videos, Matthew Humphreys, his son. It's been a pleasure being part of a paranormal team because the supernatural has always been something I've been fascinated with. The idea that there's another world out there that's beyond mortality. It does fascinate me quite a lot. And I've seen things, I've experienced things while being on these trips, to these locations. I don't know, it's weird. It's not something I can describe. A link in the description below for the Spirit Watchers. I highly recommend a watch. Very entertaining. And if you have the interest of the supernatural, definitely give it a check out. So, thank you, Spirit Watchers, for thank you very much, Spirit Watchers, for having a big part of your team. It's an absolute honour and a pleasure. I shall look forward to our next expedition, wherever it is that we may be. I think I know where it is, but I'm not going to spoil it. Wait until it comes out. Right, with that out of the way, my mostly personal life out of the way. Right, some subjects are going to be quite short because there's not really much to talk about. One of which is Star Wars Imperial Legacy. There's been a bit of a change to that. It's still going to be the way I intended it to be, but there's going to be, when it's finished, there's going to be 2 missions that are going to be not immediately with the release build. They're going to come in a future update. It'll literally be soon after it's released. Without spoiling it, there's going to be a Death Star mission and a Bespin Cloud City mission, which are going to be cut from the release build and added later on. Main reason being, I'm getting a bit impatient. I want people to be able to play it now. I'm really excited for it to be finished. I don't want to feel like I'm rushing it, which I'm not rushing at all. Everything's 110%. I'm giving it everything. But I just want it to be how I imagined it to be. And I really would like to play it with friends and family. It's everything I'd hope for it to be. I'm currently working on a mission where you face that big red stormtrooper. If you see in the trailer, there's this big red stormtrooper with a flamethrower, does this maniacal laughter and begins torching the room he's in. And there's Jake in the elevator, ready to fight him.
Come on, let's go!
I'm working on that mission. In fact, I'm working on that very bit right now. It's called Phoenix Wings. His nickname's Phoenix Wings. FT425 Phoenix Wings, in quotation marks. That's his name. Voiced by yours truly. Horror Converter 2. That's not been touched in a long time. I'm sorry if you're waiting for it. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't want to release it now because I don't feel like there's enough to it. I want it to be full of surprises. I want something to catch you off guard. Like you get used to one thing and suddenly you'll throw something else at you haven't seen before. I want it to be full of surprise and suspense. Because at the minute I feel like I'm getting too used to the scares. It's got a mix of ambience and subtleness and as well as jumpiness. Things that jump out at you. Some bits are what was that? Sometimes it's absolutely nothing. You're hearing these noises and there's nothing there just to throw you off. Don't get me wrong, it is fucking scary. And it'll be released alongside with Be the Horror, which was featured in the MrSkulltag Games channel Halloween special during the year of 2022. Where you can play as the Horror or the Doom Marine and run around scaring each other. That's what we did. Right, next up, Monochrome Crimson. If that sounds familiar, that's because that's a remake of Black, White and Red. It's essentially the same film, but done better. All the scenes are going to be the same, the characters, the way the plot goes, everything will be the same, it'll just be done better. Because it's a film that I hold close to my heart. I do like that film quite a lot. It was something about it. It brings me back to the old days. I can't explain it. There's a special place in my heart, and I want to be able to tell that story, but better and in a way that actually makes sense. Because that was just a case of found footage for a film called The Invincible Cyclops, about a very talented sniper. Hence the few scenes where I'm using a sniper rifle. I also filmed some extra bits to add context in that, especially the bits with Fergus Johnson. He's coming back, don't worry, with the glasses and the wig. I'll make my dad do that. He's the boss after all. As well as Axel Walker is going to be returning. Same actors. There'll be some new characters as well. one called the Warden, but I'm not going to say who that is. I'll wait until let you find out. Eddie Died. I announced that in a video. That is a mini-series, loosely inspired by actual events. It's like, how can I put it? It's like we get Sweet Tooth or something. I wanted to make something that was really dark in terms of subject matter. It's an interesting story comprised of mostly like found footage, and it's like almost like a fake documentary, like a 6-part documentary about a TV personality known as Eddie, or Edward, who on the surface is the most down-to-earth guy you'll ever meet, but behind the camera is someone completely different. I think I'll leave it there for that one, so I'll let you find out about that. Yeah. Let you wait and see. It's going to be good. Zero Tolerance Squad. That's took a bit of a dip in terms of progress, but with a recent Blender update, we're back on track. Absolutely. The render times on Blender, if you're familiar with render times, are absolutely lightning fast compared to before. Say for instance, maybe a 10-second clip would have took us about maybe 2 days to render. This takes half an hour. Half an hour to render at like a much smaller resolution. It's absolutely insane. Was using an old version. It was using 2.9.2. Now it's like 2.3.4, something like that. So it was a bit behind. Now it's just like lightning fast. It's fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what else we can do with Blender now it's been updated. Well, now we've got the updated versions, I say. But yeah, Zero Tolerance Squad is a go. There's a lot of things I need to work on, because I want this to be the magnum opus. I want this to be the film that puts MrSkulltag on the map. Graffiti, wow, that's coming on a treat, that is. There's only about 4 or 5 songs I need to finish on that and I can release it. It's by far the best album I've done so far. The vocals are on point, the songs are a lot very close to home. Especially one I did called November. You can probably guess what that one's about. It's probably the best one in my opinion, that one. Not just the vocals, but the context, the sound and everything. And it also features that Miss Jackson / Bad Apple cover. Very chuffed with that. Week of Terror 2, that's a go. Week of Terror 2. But, there's a big but with that. There's an episode I'm going to have to very heavily censor. And I'll probably do like a private version, and I'll get to this in a minute when I say a MrSkulltag vault, or the vaulted videos. I'll cover that later afterwards. Well, yeah, Week of Terror 2's got an episode done where I play Russian roulette with a modified Nerf gun, or modified Nerf dart. It went well until the very last time I shot myself in the head, because I was aiming it there, and I thought, this is fucking shit. This, yeah, it batters like a motherfucker when it goes off. I thought, I'll try something different. I'll shoot another part of my head, and there was a crimson fountain coming from my forehead. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Yeah, a crimson fountain. So that was scary. I had quite a funny reaction to it as well. I won't reenact it. I won't show it. I'll wait until it's finished. And that brings us to our next subject, Vault, or the vaulted videos. So that's going to be like a drive account or something where I'll keep all my censored, well, videos that have been heavily censored, uncensored. There'll be plenty of warnings, plenty of times to say, look, if you're squeamish, don't watch. Because I do want people to be able to see them if they wish. The only way to be able to get to these videos is through description links, and they'll be heavily warned about this. If people wish to see it, it's there. Obviously, there's some videos that will be censored that won't have the vaulted versions. But for instance, that Nerf dart incident, there'll be a vaulted version of that, so you can see uncensored my forehead pissing out with blood. So that's fun. I nearly ruined a perfectly good pair of Mandalorian pajamas as well when I did that video. Okay, now. What else? I mean, there's some other videos that I can't put on YouTube because they're technically dangerous. It was very dangerous what we did. I'll give you a hint. Let's just say we did a bonfire and we decided to end things with a bang.
Oh shit, demonetised.
I'm fucking monetized. Just gonna go fine in it.
Wait, which one did you put?
Next subject I want to talk about is Neon Protocol. That's completely new. This is almost like a video exercise or Blender exercise. It's more of a stylistic thing than an actual film. It'll look very much like a PS2 cutscene, if anything. But that's sort of what I was going for. Going for like an old PS2 / like 80s aesthetic. Especially the music, the visuals, maybe even the story to an extent, even the characters. Yeah, I did that because I just wanted to scratch an itch. I wanted to do a film completely improvised, so there's no structure. Excuse me. There was no scripting, nothing. It was just, if I see it, I put it in. If it makes sense, don't matter. Just put it in. If there's a guy using a lightsaber, don't bother explaining it, just put it in. That's a mentality for that. And I think my final subject will be comic books. This has been a long time coming. Especially the Golden Retrievers. I think they announced that back in 2017, I think, or something stupid like that. Gemini Trouble. Nothing to do with Gemini Man. I did it first. Fuck you, bastard. No, it's not inspired by Gemini Man. I've had that idea before that film even existed. So, yeah, my point stands. That's coming back, but there's going to be a couple of trial comics that are going to be done first. It's a stylistic thing I'm doing. If that works, there'll be 3 comic books, 2 comic books, 1 comic book series. The series being Golden Retrievers. Absolutely be the Golden Retrievers, because that's been on the go for many, many, many years. It's something I've been dying to do ever since I was younger. And finally, the opportunity's there. I can finally do this childhood project of mine. But we'll cross that road when we get to it. There's a lot of stuff in it I'm working on, both in MrSkulltag, outside of MrSkulltag, and in personal life. So thank you very much for watching today's update. I was about to say episode of MrSkulltag Games. I'm not used to saying it. Thank you for watching today's update. I hope you find it interesting, and I hope that you don't trip over and break your neck, because that would be tragic. What the f... So yes, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. And I think the first thing to expect will be first thing to expect to be released will be a video on the Beyond the Colosseum channel. It's just a 6-second clip that we sort of did to testing Blender's newish render engine. Not quite new, but new and improved render engine. And the thing after that will be Neon Protocol. So keep an ear out for Beyond the Colosseum. Stay safe, stay creative, stay happy, chin up, and may the Force be with you. I was still here. for fuck's sake. Fine. What are you doing over there? Me, you bastard. Fucking hell. You have been watching the MrSkulltag channel. Be sure to check out the links in the description below for more short films, entertaining videos, gaming videos, or check out our blog for future updates.